My father left when I was 9. No goodbye, no explanation, just gone. One day, he was fixing my bike in the backyard, and the next, his side of the closet was empty. My mum told me he had to find himself, but I always wondered why he couldn't find himself with us. For years, I carried that emptiness like a secret. At school, when kids talked about their dads, I'd smile and change the subject. I pretended it didn't matter. But every Father's Day felt like a reminder that I was missing something everyone else had. I used to sit by the window at night, imagining he'd walk back through the front door, say he was sorry, and tell me he missed me too, but that day never came. When I turned 16, I found a box of old photos in the attic. Pictures of him holding me as a baby, teaching me how to walk, pushing me on a swing. He looked happy. We looked happy. I stared at those photos for hours, trying to remember what that happiness felt like. That night, I did something I hadn't done in years. I wrote him a letter. It started with anger. How could you leave us? How could you leave me? But as I kept writing, the anger turned into sadness. I missed you. I tried not to, but I did. I still do. By the time I was done, I had written 5 pages. Every memory, every question, every piece of hurt I never said out loud. I sealed it, wrote his name on the envelope, and left it on my desk. But I never mailed it. Something inside me said, he doesn't deserve it. So I kept that letter, tucked in a box, carried from place to place as I grew older, like a wound that never fully healed. Years passed. I went to college, got a job, and started a new life. But now and then, that letter whispered from its box, a ghost of a boy still waiting by the window. Then one morning, my phone rang. It was my aunt, my father's sister. Her voice was quiet. She said, "Michael, your dad passed away last night." The world stopped. I didn't cry at first. I just stood there, numb. There were no tears left, just silence. A week later, I flew home for the funeral. I saw his face for the first time in 20 years. Still, peaceful, almost like he was sleeping. And that's when the tears finally came. After the service, my aunt handed me a small, worn-out notebook. She said, "He wrote in it almost every night. You should read it." I hesitated, then opened it. The first page said, "I hope my son forgives me one day." I froze. Each page was filled with his regrets. He wanted to come back but didn't know how. How he'd drive by our old house just to see if the light in my window was still on. How he kept the picture of me on my first bike in his wallet until it faded. And then on the last page he wrote, "If I could say one thing, I'd tell him I never stopped loving him, not for a single day." That night I went home, opened the box, and took out the letter I never sent. My hands were shaking. I read it one last time, then I burned it, not out of anger, but to let go. As the paper turned to ash, I whispered, "I forgive you, Dad. I forgive you." Sometimes, healing doesn't come from the words we send, but from the ones we finally release. I never got to mail that letter, but maybe he received it anyway. Because in that moment, I stopped being the boy waiting by the window and became the man who finally closed it. That was the letter I never sent, but it found its way home. The story teaches that forgiveness brings peace, even when apologies never come, and that healing begins when we choose to let go of the past.